Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Pure Biology, and today I come with another video, that is the cell junction. Okay, this is the topic, and this is the topic of the cell biology obviously. And before going to this topic, I want to say thank you to all of you who have already subscribed my channel, and I also request to the newcomers, please support me by subscribing and sharing this channel. If this is helpful to you, obviously you can share this channel with your friends. And about this cell junction, today I try to explain a brief explanation. Okay, so what is cell junction? Okay, the cell junction is actually the junction between the cells, two cells. Okay, this is the cell, this is the cell, and the junction between the two cells. Okay, or linking region, you can say. This is called the cell junction. So what is saying that many cells are linked to one another and to the extracellular matrix at specialized contact sites. These are called the cell junction. Clear? These are called the cell junction. So that means one or two cells, these are totally linked with a specialized contact. Okay, with a specialized contact, and these contact are called the junction. So there are different types of junctions you can see in the cell membrane. So first type is the occluding junction. This is the occluding junction, and second one is the anchoring junctions. So what is the occluding junction? These generally seal the cells together in an epithelium in a way that prevents even small molecules leaking from one side to the membrane to the other side, and these are classified into two categories. Okay, so what is saying that the occluding junction, generally this is the region where the two cells are sealed. Okay, two cells are sealed together, and this is occurring in the epithelium membrane. And what is the actual role of this junction? This prevents the small molecules leaking from one side of the membrane to the other. Clear? And these are classified into two categories. So these are the occluding junction, where the two cells are joined to each other, but the space is totally, this is the region from where the leaking of the molecules is not possible. And these occluding junctions have the two types. One is the tight junction and another is the septate junction. Clear? Tight junction and another is the septate junction. So tight junction is that what? These are the cell occluding junctions, and that mediated by two major transmembrane proteins. One is the claudin, another is the occludin. Clear? And these associate with intracellular peripheral membrane proteins. These are called the ZO proteins, and these tight junctions make the closest contact between the adjacent cells and prevent the free passage of molecules, including ion also, across the epithelial membrane in spaces between the cells. These also maintain the polarity of the epithelial cells. So actually tight junctions is, and this is the rough structure you can see here, these are the tight junctions. Okay, these one cell, two cells, three cells, these are the cells, and these are connected with this junction. This is called the tight junction. Clear? So here two proteins are very important. These are the transmembrane protein. One is the claudin, another is the occludin. Clear? And these proteins actually that called the ZO protein. Clear? These are the peripheral protein and intercellular peripheral protein, and these are also known as the ZO proteins. And these junctions actually make the closest contact. You can see the closest contact between the two cells. Okay, and this is the free passage. This is the free passage of all molecules. Okay, that means any molecule can pass from this region, from here to there. Okay, or you can see here these are the molecules, and these are coming through this and then transported here or here. Clear? So here these also maintain the polarity of epithelial cells by preventing the diffusion of the molecules between apical and the basolateral regions of the plasma membrane. So that means how can it make the polarity? That means it makes the polarity. Which one is the basal portion and which one is the apical portion? How? By preventing the diffusion. Okay, by preventing the diffusion process of the molecules. That means if the diffusion is occurring only the apical region, that means the basolateral region is stopped. Okay, or this region is prevented by the diffusion process. Okay, or diffusion process is prevented by this region. That means basolateral region or basal region. Okay. So in that way, or if the basolateral region that is capable for the diffusion process, that means the apical portion or apical region that is totally prevented the process of diffusion. Okay. In that way, it try to make the polarity or maintain the polarity of the cell. You can see here in the rough structure, the passage is only from this region, or the diffusion process is occurring only for this region, not this region. Okay. So that means this diffusion process may be occurring through the one-way process. Okay, or one-way method, or you can say that one-way method is followed for doing the diffusion process. Clear? So this is the actual role of the tight junction. And the septate junction, this is also found in the invertebrates or the lower animals. Okay, and it is ladder-like and septa. Ladder-like means like this. Okay, this type of. Okay, septa, and length lesser than or just approximately 15 nanometer in length, and this spanning paracellular space between the adjacent cells. Clear? This spanning paracellular space between the adjacent cell. Okay, so these are two, the tight junctions and the septate junction. Next junction is the anchoring junction. These anchoring junctions are what? This mechanically attach the cells to their neighbors or to the extracellular matrix, where the neighbors means the one cell with another cell or the extracellular matrix cell, and perform the key task of the holding the cells together into the tissues. That means the cells are attached, the adjacent cells are attached here, or the cells that remain in the extracellular matrix, they are attached with each other. Okay, by this anchoring junction. And here this junction's role is just help to attach the cells tightly with themselves. Okay, and to form the tissues. And here these anchoring junctions are classified into two categories. One is the adherence junction, and these connect the bundle of the actin filaments and the proteins belonging to the cadherin family. Okay, here also some proteins are there, and these proteins remain in cadherin family. Okay, these remain in the cadherin family. And here the adhesion belts are usually located near the apical surface just below the tight junction. Okay, so it is seen actually this type of junction just below the tight junction. Clear? So here the proteins that are important, very important for these junctions, they remain or they belong in the cadherin family, and this connect the function of this junction, actually this connect the bundle of actin filaments and proteins, bundle of actin filaments, okay. So what is saying that this connect the bundle of actin filaments. So actin filaments, these are connected with each other by this adherence junction. Okay. Next we will learn about another junction. Okay. So now we will learn about the focal contact. What is the focal contact? This is the adhesion plaque. This is a special matrix junction which is mediated by the transmembrane adhesion proteins of the integrin family. Here what kind of proteins are there? They remain in the integrin family, or these are the proteins of integrin family. Okay, and here this junction is seen near the actin filament, or this is occurred by the actin filament. Clear? And this is obviously the part of the adhesion junction. Okay, so this is the focal contact, and this type of junction is generally occurred by the actin filaments, and here the proteins these are present are or these are belonged to the integrin family. So next one is the desmosomes, and desmosomes is another kind of anchoring junctions. Here these are the button-like points of intercellular contacts and which bond neighboring cells together. Clear? These are the button-like contacts, or these are the connections you can say, and these are seen generally to bind the neighboring cells together. It has the dense cytoplasmic plaque, okay, and this is the rough structure of the desmosome. Clear? And this is known as the cytoplasmic plaque. This is these are the cadherin proteins. Okay, these are the cadherin proteins, and this is, or you can say these are the keratin intermediate filaments. So here the desmosomes, you can see these are the button-like contacts or connections. These connect the neighboring cells together, and it has a dense cytoplasmic plaque. What is the cytoplasmic dense plaque? That is the plaque composed of the mixture of intracellular attachment protein. Clear? These are formed by the intracellular attachment proteins. That means intracellular proteins are attached to each other to form this type of plaque. And here what kind of proteins are there? One is the placoglobin and another is the desmoplackins. These two proteins, these are joined to each other or attached to each other to make the cytoplasmic plaque. Okay, this plaque is responsible for what? The connecting the cytoskeleton to the transmembrane linker proteins. Okay, so here the cytoskeletons are connected with the transmembrane linker proteins by this plaque. Okay, and obviously these linker proteins that belong to the cadherin family. And next the plaque, okay, these proteins bind the plaque and they interact through their extracellular domains to hold the adjacent membranes together by the calcium dependent mechanism. Here the membranes are cell membranes. Okay, there are two or more cells, and the membrane of those cells, these are attached with each other by these junctions, and here one mechanism is maintained, that is the calcium dependent mechanism. That means total mechanism is totally calcium dependent mechanism, or this junction is totally located here, and these are totally the dependent on the calcium molecules. Clear? And two proteins present here. These are the desmoglein and desmocholine. These are present, and each plaque is associated with a thick network of the keratin filaments and desmin filaments. Okay. So what kind of filaments are there? Keratin filaments and the desmin filaments, which are attached to the surface of the plaque. So here you can see the cytoplasmic plaque. This is one kind of cytoplasmic plaque, and this is another kind of cytoplasmic, or you can say this is the cytoplasmic plaque of one cell and this is the cytoplasmic plaque of another cell. And here these cytoplasmic plaques are connected with each other by the cadherin proteins. Okay, and here the keratin intermembrane filaments, they have a practical role in joining the two membrane of the cell. Okay, but they are totally responsible for the joining of this plaque, two cytoplasmic plaques. Clear? So again I repeat, here the actual plaque, this cytoplasmic plaque is very important. You can see here the one cytoplasmic plaque is that, another cytoplasmic plaque is that. This cytoplasmic plaque is actually attached with the cell, and this is also attached with the cell, and these are joined with each other by the cadherin proteins. Clear? And obviously keratin filaments, they play important role here in this joining process. Okay, and the proteins, these are present here, known as desmoglein protein, desmocholine protein. Sorry. Okay, so this is the actual desmosomes. So these are the one kind of anchoring junction. Next is the hemidesmosomes. Hemidesmosomes is just like half desmosomes and resemble desmosomes, but instead these are look like desmosomes, but here instead of joining the adjacent epithelial membranes, they connect the basal surface. They connect the, sorry, here is T is very important. Okay, they connect the basal surface of the epithelial cells to the underlying basal lamina. And what kind of this basal lamina? This is a specialized map of the extracellular matrix, and this is present at the interface between the connective tissues. Clear? So what type of joining is that? These are just look like desmosomes, but here the joining is adjacent epithelial membranes, they connect. That means the two adjacent epithelial membranes, they are connect with each other. Where? At the basal surface. Okay. So they are the basal surface of one epithelial cell that is connected with the basal lamina. Okay. Basal surface of one epithelial cell that is connected with the basal lamina. And here the proteins that are linker proteins present, and these proteins belong to the integrin family. Okay, so here the basal lamina, obviously the other cell of the basal lamina. Okay, one cell, epithelial cells basal surface, that is connected with the underlying basal lamina. Okay, so these are the kinds of junction. The last one junction that is important, this junction is known as the communicating junction. So I will try to explain in my next video. Clear?